Hey, welcome back everyone. Rob here from Ram Studio Comics. In today's video, I'll be drawing this one of Storm for you using the Procreate app. If you like the content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and let's get to it. Okay, so let's jump in and talk about this one. And basically, I start with the rough sketch like anything else, and it felt good up until I got to the arm with the foreshortening, and then I'm like, okay, where do I take this? And you'll see I redraw that sucker multiple times. And then ultimately settle on one that I didn't really think I liked at first, or didn't like it at first. Funny how that happens. But this was a fun one. I tried to keep this one relatively quick. I think it didn't go over 8 hours. I'll have to double check that. Let's see if I can pull it up while I'm talking to you here. But essentially, I'm always torn with these fan art pieces of, do I want to do it all digital? And so then I start drawing traditionally for a while. Plus, I want some traditional artwork when I start doing these shows again. Luckily, they're all starting to get back to normal a little bit, or some sense of normality. But then I find that when I want to do the full finished pencil ink color, I just always get pulled back to using Procreate on the iPad Pro. It just seems to be a really easy way to work and to keep it all in one spot. And I guess I'm a bit of a mess, as far as organization and things like that are concerned. So it kind of helps me, or it helps me with that quite considerably, because instead of me lugging around art supplies and different papers and pens and all stuff, and working it being more difficult to work in other parts of the house other than at my art table. Yeah, it just gets to be a bit of a mess. Like, I can't tell you how much time I run around looking for an eraser. Like, where did I put my eraser, the one I like the most or whatever. So for me, this helps me to organize and focus quite a bit. And obviously the changes are just so much easier to make here. Proportions have always been a tough one for me to tackle. And although I never tell people shy away from what you're not good at, you should go head on it. And I do that all the time. I work on proportions on paper all the time. But when I want to jump in and get something done, it's a lot easier for me to go here and then know that if proportions get in the way, I just move them around. It's really quick. So that's one of the biggest aspects of it. And I typically find that I get a little bit cleaner version of even my inks and what I'm looking for there. And backgrounds are definitely easier. So I did these out of order. I just did a Catwoman piece that I shared on here. Some of you have probably seen it. And the background was pretty intense. It took a lot longer than this one for that reason. But this was actually first. I did this one before the Catwoman. I just forgot to share this, and I needed to edit the video, and really went out of order. I draw so many of these at times. Like, I actually did 2 other pieces in between these that I didn't share. And that's just me just, stamping this stuff out and like trying to do as much variety as I can of these characters so that I can get more confident and really have more to share at times. But it's really to get more confident at doing a multitude of character designs. But for that background in Catwoman, back to what I was saying, is that basically that's a lot tougher for me to do on paper. Now, I do want to print that out in blue line. I mentioned this in a previous video. I think it was a live stream where I was talking about our giveaway, by the way. So if you haven't joined, make sure that you sign up for that giveaway. Basically, just share a video from the channel. We hit the 200K mark. I want to make sure, I probably should have said that earlier in the video here, but join that. All you got to do is share a video, take a screenshot, send it to my email through my ramstudiocomics.com. You'll be entered to win, and you get to pick from prizes there. So it's going to be 3 winners, and you get to pick from the prizes that are in the list. I'll make sure to link it in the description box below. And we're going to be done and draw the winners November 12th, I believe is what I said, 2021. So if you missed that date, sorry, we'll do more in the future. But it's just my way to give back and to grow the channel a bit further, so try that out. But anyways, so with the Catwoman one, I'm also going to print that out, or one like it, but probably that one, and ink it traditionally. I think that'll make for a great video. It'll show that you can even use this method for drawing as a way to bridge the gap for even your traditional art. So what I'm saying by that is, by inking it again traditionally, I'm going to really figure out ways that I can make that work in traditional as easily as I feel it's available to me with digital, because there is a big difference, right? The ability to zoom in, which can be a double-edged sword. Like you want to try not to zoom into this work a whole lot. But then also there's those aspects of it where it just really helps you figure out the shapes and forms and get things under control, that with the perspective tools. So in the inking, I just feel like the inking is, for me, so much better here. I love inking traditionally. I love the look of it, but I use a lot of whiteout where, obviously on the digital, you got unlimited whiteout, which is great. And so another thing I was thinking about, and hopefully you guys can comment and let me know what you think. I think I'm going to do a course on drawing characters, comic book characters with Procreate, with the iPad Pro, and do a full course on it. Okay, so I'll start with a Skillshare class, something like that. But the reason I'm saying that, it's been requested for one, but also, and by the way, I can't do these iconic characters. I don't know how some people get around it. I've seen people do it, but I'm not licensed by Marvel or DC, so I'm not even gonna mess with that. I don't want to hinder the course by tying into copyright stuff. But I can make characters that at least resemble the iconic characters, kind of make it fun, almost caricature in a way, but very comic book-esque, and the same style you see here, so that I can show people like the whole process, step by step by step. So let me know if you think that would be a good course, or if you just like time-lapse videos like these, we can keep doing these if you get a lot out of them. And I'll make sure to do more in-depth ones, but I need that specific feedback from you guys. Like, what do you want to see exactly? Do you want to see more on the coloring process? I've done a lot on the inking. I've done a lot on all of it, but in one unified course or class, it'll make a lot more sense, obviously, and you won't have to search around and connect the videos. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun. I did some post-processing in the very end, so I tend to like color and Procreate, sorry, but I tend to be oversaturated. My colors are a bit weird, and then I take it to my Mac, which supposedly has a better screen for color grading or seeing the color, and then I usually drop saturation. I tend to oversaturate, but the coloring inside of this is really great as well. Like that's why I always get pulled back to doing these characters here, because I feel like it's got the most bang for the buck. Is Photoshop more powerful? Yes. Is Clip Studio more powerful with things like full page creation and perspective tools? Of course. Word balloons, all that good stuff. But all in all, I can still get the job done here rather quickly. So yeah, that's what always seems to pull me back. But this was a fun one, and I hope you've enjoyed watching today's video. If you got any questions about this art, drop it in the section below. I'll make sure to comment back and answer them in any way I can. So I always appreciate you tuning in and watching the channel. Thank you so much for allowing me to get to the 200K subscriber mark. Very honored to get to that milestone, and more on the way very soon. So as always, keep drawing, keep having fun, and bye for now.